Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have any questions you want to ask, just ask them right now in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Now, it has been a long time since we had weekly back on Sundays, so this is where it will live from now on, just getting everything set up still. But yes, Mobile Weekly is back on Sundays, and that's where it will remain. So thank you for all of us joining us live, and for all of us watching later, thank you guys again for watching. Again, I know it's not always the most convenient time for everyone, but this seemed to be kind of the best home for this show, so thank you guys again for watching. Alright, now let's get down to it, and that is a bit of news, because we have a lot of news on the Galaxy S10, and I really want to break it down because it is different sources saying different things to the contrary, so let's get to it. Before I get to it, I do want to say that we did have a lot of news already on Wednesday, so not as much news today, so I will be going a lot through your questions. So again, if you want to ask any questions, ask them in the comment section, and we will get to it before the end of the show. But the big thing I want to let you guys know is that we did get, again, confirmation since this past Wednesday that Samsung officially saying that yes, it will be coming. Android Pie will not be coming till next year, 2019, just like I thought it would, just like I said it would when the Note 9 first came out, and everyone was like, when is it going to get Android Pie? I said, honestly, probably not till January or February of 2019. That looks in place. It looks like Q1 of 2019 is when these devices will get Android Pie, which is a good thing, trust me. And secondly, you're going to also get Apple proved me wrong in a sense, because I said there was no way that they were going to have their event before the iPhone XR launch. So since the XR launches the 28th, it probably won't be the announcement until November. Dang you, Apple, because you literally got it the very last day, or well, the second last day on October 30th will be the announcement date. So that'll be the announcement date for the iPads and all of those stuff. So that's when those will be announced. All right, now let's get to the news, which first big thing is definitely going to be, oops, let me get that behind. Don't block me. All right, ICE Universe has been a big leaker this year on all things Samsung, and now at a conference, they did show that on October 18th is when the conference took place at Samsung Display in the Marriott. They were basically showing just all around what the next Samsung displays will have. And you have a fingerprint on display, so display on the fingerprint, which we knew was happening. You would have a haptic display, so better haptics on the left and right bottom corners where controllers would typically be for mobile gaming. Sound on the display, so sound would be embedded in the display or on the display, so possibly doing what Sony does for their TVs and using the glass to really bring front firing sound. And then finally, under panel sensors, so they are moving sensors under panel so that none of these sensors have to be over the panel, meaning that you could essentially have even camera sensors underneath the display. This is a technology that a lot of people have been trying to crack but have not been able to successfully implement. Samsung looks like they have cracked it, or at least this is their intention for the upcoming years. This is really big because, of course, what this means is they have figured out a way to not need the notch, which is really big. So I am very excited about that, obviously. Any world without a notch, I think, is a world we would love to live in right now in 2018. So I definitely look forward to that. All right. Now that being said, Samsung has also filed a patent application specifically for the optical sensor and how it will work. So theirs is an optical fingerprint sensor, because there are different ones, and the optical one should even work if your finger is a little wet, which the current ones do not do, from what I've heard. It also, in this patent, is very important to note that the display is all the way bent, just like on iPhones. So the reason why that's so important is because that allows you to have a smaller chin. So it looks on the S10 that it will even be a smaller chin because of this. So that's really great as well. Overall, in every other part of this, it looks the same that what we've gotten before. Big battery, the processors, everything else is in place, and that curved back will stay. So yeah, overall, I like the fact that we are getting a smaller chin and you are getting a fingerprint sensor built in. Now, although we are seeing these things, Samsung of course has to have a backup plan. For those of you who don't know how the smartphone creating process works, it really is the big thing of that by the next month in November is when Samsung will typically decide on which model of the S10 they're going to make. So right now they probably have anywhere from 3 to 5 prototypes in front of them that all have different characteristics and different design factors. Namely, one of them probably has a notch, some of them don't, some look like the S9, so they're all very different in how they are approaching it, and they will select one by typically November, at the latest early December, to finalize, okay, that's the one we're going to make. Then from that process, they start manufacturing certain parts of it. Not everything, obviously. In January is when the full steam production kind of does certain things such as batteries, processors, things like that. But of course, you don't want to create the overall chassis till you get closer to the end of January, early February, and then in February is when they ramp up, because that's when the announcement kicks. So just to give you an idea of how traditionally the process is, because of that, we do have one article that shows a Samsung display with a fingerprint in the display with a notch as well. So again, this was a separate filing that basically just showed how a fingerprint in display would work, and they showed it with an older looking like S3 style phone, and they showed it with a phone with a notch. So again, this is why this is that, yes, is there a possibility that Samsung is currently thinking about putting a notch on the S10? Absolutely. But does it mean that this is definite? No, it does not. So just letting you know, this is why we're getting this over here. Overall, I do think it is going to be good overall in the end, that we will not get a notch. I'm going to do a big video on that later this week, just addressing Samsung and the decisions they've made that I think have made them successful in 2018 and stand out from everyone else that has embraced the notch, that has removed the headphone jack, that has done certain things that Samsung has kept, and hoping they don't mess that all up in 2019. All right, now a very interesting thing just happened, and that is that OnePlus 6T's launch date, or not launch date, I would say announcement date, was originally October 30th. However, they have now moved that one day ahead. Why? Well, we just went over Apple actually is doing their announcement on October 30th. Now, Apple was smart enough because they realized people had probably booked all of their hotels, flights, and everything like that for OnePlus already. So because of that, they decided that it would be in the same city. So Apple's event is now slated for New York, which is the same place where OnePlus was, but because obviously OnePlus doesn't want to deal against Apple, they did move it to the day before. So now instead of October 30th, you're getting the announcement date on October 29th. That is why this happened, and now we're getting the OnePlus 6T announced on October 29th, so that is when we will get the official announcement. All right, and then the last bit of news, again, we went over a lot of news on Wednesday, so not too much this week, is that the unlocked LG V40 already has scored a $200 discount before it even launches. So during pre-orders, they have already discounted the phone. The good news about, I will say about this phone, that just letting you know, is that we are going to be getting it. LG has contacted us, asked for our mailing information, which is usually the last step before they send us the device. So that is really good, the fact that we are getting the device shortly. But yeah, so it is going to be $200 off. If you didn't know, it was originally $949. It is now $749. I think this is a much, much better price point for LG. Again, it is hard to compete with the best of the best if you don't have that kind of leverage. And I just didn't think LG did. To be fair, I have not tested out the phone, so I will have to see how the phone acts when we test it out. But that is going to be something I'm very excited to do soon. Alright guys, and that is all the news we have for today. So let me know in the comment section down below what questions you have. What do you guys want to know about? Do I still have my Pixel 3 XL? Yes, I do. Will I have it for long? You'll have to see for a video later this week. Alright, so let's get started on it. Let me just take one sip. How many technology will be on the Note 10, which is not available on smartphone today? Screen works as a speaker, that is a possibility. Although I think Sony did have a smartphone that did that, didn't they? Or someone created a smartphone that did that the music went through the speaker. I know a smartphone did that. I want to say it was a Chinese company. I want to say it was Vivo, but some company did do that. Fingerprint scanner system in the display works on the whole screen. Anything else? I don't think the fingerprint scanner will work on the entire screen. I do think it will work on the majority of the bottom of the screen, but not on the entire screen. I just don't see that happening. It just wouldn't be cost effective. Not to mention that would be a huge chunk of your screen that it's not cost effective. So yeah. What else though? I'm not sure how much innovation will be on the Note 10 itself, to be honest. Because I think the real innovation is going to go to the Galaxy R, Galaxy R, a new phone. No, the Galaxy F foldable phone. I think it's going to have the bulk of the innovation, I would say, next year that makes it stand apart from everything else. Do you think the S10 will get a under-screen sensor and camera tech? I hope so. I really hope Samsung can figure out the technology. Again, it's not figuring the technology out. Companies have figured out the technology of fingerprint under the display for over a year now. However, what is harder to figure out is how to mass produce them. And that is the real test, and that's why companies like the OnePlus 6T, the reason why OnePlus is getting it before Samsung or Apple is because they don't sell as much. If OnePlus sold as much as Apple or Samsung, they could not have the fingerprint under the display because they simply could not produce enough to make enough phones. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. But that is the big reason why OnePlus is actually going to get it before everyone else. Now that's not the story they'll spin, of course. The story you're going to spin if you're OnePlus is that, hey, we made it when the others couldn't get it done. That is the story I would pitch all day if I was at OnePlus, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do as well. How have you been? I have been good. Papa, I don't think we saw you on the Wednesday show, so I'm glad to see you back again. Is anyone else have problems with the Windows 10 update 1809? I have not had problems. I did upgrade to it. For those of you who don't know, the Windows 10 upgrade to in October was basically plagued with issues. The biggest one, of course, being that it had an issue with deleting certain files. So immediately when I heard that, I backed up everything onto my external hard drive and unplugged my external hard drive so that everything I need would be backed up. I would recommend anyone doing the same that has that Windows 10 upgrade. I do love the upgrade though. I love a lot of things that it brought to it. I'm waiting for it to be more stable, for them to have a patch update so that I can really test out with the phone, because they have a really cool new phone integration where you can text from your Windows computer now with your Android smartphone. So it's a really cool innovation that I really want to test out, but I'm waiting until it gets more stable before I do. And yes, I know you can do that with Android messages, which I do. Could the S Pen have a mic on the Note 10? No, I doubt it. Pumped. Sunday streams are back. Thank you, Frank. I'm glad you're pumped. Huzzah, John. So with this news on the S10, are you still going to upgrade? Are you still going to upgrade the Note 8 to the Note 9 for your wife, or just watch? You should upgrade the phone. I want to. So will I upgrade? I did say this on Twitter. I think it was to you, actually. I'm not sure who it was to, but I did say that I would be upgrading my wife's phone. She currently still has a Note 8, and I would be upgrading her to the Note 9. Yeah, I still think I would do that, just because, although she hasn't had any issues with the phone, right now with the trade-in, I get the phone with my discount that I get from Samsung for the friends and family thing. I get it for, I want to say it was something like 500 bucks or less. I think it was less than 500. I think it was 500 with tax, actually. So yeah, it was a really good discount. So I'm like, well, yeah. So yeah, so if I do get that kind of discount, I would say it makes sense, right? That I should upgrade now. Because for 500 bucks, I mean, you're essentially talking about more than a half off almost, if you include tax and everything, of the Note 9. So, and you know, the Note 8 is only going to depreciate in value, so it's the best time to trade it in. So yeah, I think I would. I still have my S9 Plus. I actually could just upgrade her to that phone, but she has always been a Note person. So yeah, I think I would trade her up for that, but that's where I'm currently at. We'll see what I do. I have till November 3rd, I think, before double the trade-in ends with Samsung's website directly. What Galaxy Watch band to use? I currently actually use the one that came with it. However, I do have a leather band. I do have a couple of bands, different ones. Did I do that quick release video or no? I don't remember now. But I thought of doing a quick release video. Yeah, I did do. I think I did a quick release video on the watch bands that I currently have for the Galaxy Watch. And I explained how to find the best watch bands for your Galaxy Watch or your Gear Watch. So go ahead and check that video out because I did record it. I don't know if I posted it. Now I'm really curious. I will have to check after the show if I posted it or not, but I did record it already. Any photos I'm seeing of the S10 for real? No photos of the S10 are for real right now. Hey Ricky, I'm thinking of selling my Pixel 2 XL and buying a Note 8 for 400. What do you think? I mean, those two phones are very close together. I mean, the Pixel 2 XL arguably had a similar camera, if not better camera than the Note 8, except in low light, really. But yeah, the Note 8, I mean, those two phones were really close to each other. So I don't know if that would be much of an upgrade. I know it's not the same as a Note, but I would say if anything, the S9 Plus would be a better upgrade if you can get it for cheap as well. But that's my opinion. Also, what is the best case for the Note 8? I'm a real fan of different kinds of cases. I love Incipio NGP Advanced, I think, or something like that. That's one of my favorite cases that I love on smartphones. Do I have any on these smartphones? This kind. This is one of my favorite ones. I love this mesh and how this protection goes. What phone is this? Oh, it's the G6. But yeah, so that's one of the ones I like. I've really kind of fallen in love with, dang it. This one has a little kickstand on it that I'm doing for a video on the best kickstands you can attach onto your smartphone cases. But this one is the Ring Key Fusion case. Really love the corner protection on this phone and the fact that it shows off the back. So this is another good one. I have a spec case currently on my Pixel 3. Nice for a good clear case with good solid protection. But yeah, I use a lot of different cases. OtterBox is the one my wife has. I think they have the best combination of protection with still, like, you know, cute aesthetics. So yeah. Let's see. Any update on the Note 9 camera update? Camera still freezes, etc. My camera does not freeze, but no, I've not heard of when the push will come out for the Note 9. I tried every 3 or 4 days. No update yet, at least for my phone, and no update yet that I could sideload onto my phone without, you know, completely taking off the bootloader and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Pi for Note 9, do you think in the spring or earlier than that? Do you think for the hard work? Oh, thank you for the hard work. I do think it will be Q1, so I say at the latest March. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. And thank you to our first super chat today. Alex Rudd, Sunday is back. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate. I cannot tell you how many people like requested we bring Sundays back, and I really, really do appreciate it for everyone tuning in live. It's really awesome to be back live on Sundays. You guys wanted it. I wanted it. Made it happen. So yeah. Type-C on the iPhone in 2019. That is a possibility. I would say 2020 is more realistic, but it is a possibility that I do believe. Again, I've said this since the iPad Pro, that after we saw what happened with MacBooks, I was like, Apple is eventually going Type-C, but you're still gonna have to wait 3 to 5 years. 2019 is a little, I still think 1 year too early, but 2020 I definitely think we will have it. We'll see. Which again will put an end to the Steve Jobs era, I think, more than anything else too. I haven't seen any updates on the S8 Plus since August 1st, 2018. Anything new coming? I would say that's pretty much in line with Samsung. I think I have the September update, but I have no October update. Samsung, I would say, typically does security updates and things like that of that nature every 2 to 3 months, so that sounds right. Hi Ricky, glad you're back on Sundays. I can see you live now. How safe is Samsung Pay? Samsung Pay is extremely safe. Samsung actually, when I got to talk to a lot of people that was behind Samsung Pay, the original company behind Samsung Pay as well, and then how they went into Samsung, Samsung made it a point that they did not want to carry any information about their users' data. Like, they were terrified of getting sued by anything financially in that way that would get captured. So yeah, Samsung's Pay is very safe. It is much safer than Android Pay because Samsung Pay and Apple Pay have a separate security chip on board that basically houses data that is not anywhere else online, nothing else, and you know, so it's not accessible. So because of that, that is much more secure than, say, something like Android Pay, which Android Pay, they cannot put a special chip on smartphones because they don't do it on hardware. So it's all software based, which means it is more vulnerable than it being a separate hardware chip on your phone. So Samsung Pay is more secure than say Android Pay. Really can't wait for ultrasonic FPS from Qualcomm. They're most definitely going to use, so tired of all the companies tossing optical FPS, that is pretty much a downgrade from what we want. Yes, I would agree that the ultrasonic does sound the best right now, so we'll really have to wait and see which phone gets the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner first. That's a different technology for underneath or on display fingerprint scanners that is currently looking like the best one out. I keep having trouble transferring music from my PC to my Google Play Music. Getting error message about an hour, says error loading library, refresh. It's 3,000 of 10,000 for 4 days later. Help. I would try to create smaller folders with each of your stuff. So so basically this is what I would do. I would do maybe 1,000 songs, like, you know, estimate, basically put all, you can upload different folders, right? So create, I know this is annoying, but if you create one folder with 1/3 of your music, put it in that folder, upload it. Then do another folder, 2/3 of your music, upload it, and then the last 1/3, upload it. So that basically you would eventually have all of your music, but it would go in separate uploading parts. That's what typically can clog up. It's just too much over time, and the transfer messes up. That is something that happened with my wife's when we moved all of our music to the cloud. She was a Zune user when we met, and I actually bought her a Zune for a little while, so she kept the Zune for a while. But yeah, once she finally left the Zune, I transferred over all of her music to Google Play Music, so she wouldn't lose any of her playlists, so she wouldn't lose anything of it. It kept erroring out with all of those issues, so I basically made it so that uploaded some here, some here, some here, and it went through that way. Too bad I have to go to bed. Oh, Alex, thank you for tuning in though, man. I'm hearing new AirPods announcement on the 30th. Yes, that is a possibility. Pretty sure this is just a patent of their own optical sensor, as optical right now is not the deal. Not the deal right now. We'll definitely get ultrasonic next year if we get in display fingerprint sensor. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Bernard Campbell, hi Ricky. Do you know the reason why Apple and other companies get rid of the headphone jack? Apple's reasoning, besides making money and, you know, buying Beats, so they wanted to sell more Bluetooth headphones. That's the real reason. But besides that, what they said was, and this part it's true, iPhones are very, very maxed out. Apple really tries to fit as much possible things in that phone real estate size. Although their phones have gotten bigger now, they try to keep as much packed in as possible. That being said, the headphone jack basically was, they said, taking up too much space, and it's older technology. We can make better technology with a digital technology instead of analog technology, and that was why. So their reasoning was they had so much stuff in there that they just couldn't fit the headphone jack anymore, which is why one of the main arguments when you see a phone like, you know, the Pixel. This phone is big. You can fit a headphone jack in here. You could totally do that. And remember, when Apple did it, it was when their phones were so smaller. Now they're bigger, but again, that's why. Is the OnePlus 6T going to be a good phone? I've always had Samsung Notes, but lately I haven't been impressed by the incremental changes and the increasing costs. The OnePlus 6T should be a really good phone. The OnePlus 6, I just finished selling it, so I'm shipping it off tomorrow. That one is a good phone, definitely. So overall, I would say yes. The OnePlus is a good phone. OnePlus 6T is a good phone. However, the main thing I would say with the OnePlus 6T is that it's going to have a better low light in comparison. It will lose the headphone jack, but it will have a better low light. So I think that was the main thing I didn't like about the OnePlus 6 was the low light quality. So yeah, I think it should be a good phone in the end. Going to bed. We'll listen back tomorrow. Catch you Sunday. Thanks, Alex, for tuning in. OnePlus don't believe in their product enough to have the same date as Apple. Well, to be fair, it's not OnePlus's fault. This is what I mean by that. Okay, say I'm a website like Phone Arena, right? If I'm a website like Phone Arena and I have to cover the OnePlus 6T and the iPhone, and Apple iPad announcements and all that. The plain and simple fact is that Apple gets more views. So that being said, my headers, my main things at the top of my website are going to be Apple, not OnePlus. OnePlus will be there, maybe take one of the 5 I have on top, but the header is going to be Apple. Why? Because that is going to draw more views, going to draw more links. Those are the articles I'm going to publish first as well, because again, it's all about what gets more views. So because the iPad will get way more views than the OnePlus 6T, OnePlus was smart in a sense to get a full day by themselves before Apple's announcement. I think it was a smart thing to do. I think it's what they should do. Why doesn't Samsung use their own processors in the US instead of Snapdragon like they did with the S6? The reason is because they just can't make that many. That's the honest fact. The US accounts for a couple of million, obviously. I don't know the percentage anymore because it used to be the US and Korea were the biggest parts that Samsung sold in. However, that being said, China has recently passed the US in overall smartphone sales for Samsung. So that being said, say if they sold 20 million in the US, China just passed them, so it would have sold more than 20 million there. So that's huge for Samsung because they never did well in China beforehand. So that being said, basically it's just a numbers game. It's a fact that they have to, in a quarter, make so many phones, and relieving themselves of making those phones for the US is a big help. And yeah, that's why. Hey Ricky, tell me, what do you think of this deal? 2018 HP laptop, 840G1 refurbished, i5, 16 gigs of RAM. For yes. What generation is the i5 processor? Can you find that out? What generation is the i5 processor? I'm guessing it's a 6th generation for it to be that low of a price. But if you can get an HP laptop, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage for $350 with an i5, that, yes, is a good deal. It's a very good deal. I would just see how old the i5 processor is. The reason why is because if it is, say, a 6th generation i5 processor, an 8th generation i3 would be better than that. Now, an 8th generation i3 would be around the $350 price range, but you probably wouldn't be getting 16 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. So that's kind of the thing. Do you still do giveaways? I have been, unfortunately, unable to do monthly giveaways now. I did ship off the phone, the Zen Max Pro, and the Jabra Elite headphones to the last winners for Patreon before I took away the channel, or sorry, not took away the channel, but took away the page on Patreon just because they had canceled or suspended my thing, so I could no longer use Patreon. Basically because they didn't like me doing giveaways that way, or as a raffle, basically. So because of that, I do not do them right now. I'm currently working on figuring out what way could we do giveaways. I need, and this isn't me like trying to pander towards, you know, you guys to give me money. It's just, the Patreon, that $100 to $150 a month really allowed us to buy more products. So it helped me buy more products and allowed me to do giveaways. Because I no longer have that income to buy, you know, 1 or 2 products a month, it is going to be a different way of doing it. So I want to find out to do something similar to what we had, but I don't know how yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. I do appreciate the super chat. That has actually been helping out. So I do appreciate that really a lot, but just trying to figure it all out, basically. Any word on the new Samsung Fit Watch? No word on the Samsung Fit Watch. I don't think they would, I mean, they would announce it till CES at the earliest if they do come out with a new one. When will the iPads have OLED? I don't think this year, but that would be surprising. If they really wanted to get rid of bezels, they have to do that. But I don't think this year. I would be surprised. That would make the iPad really push people away from, I would say, a tablet like the Tab S4, which is a multimedia tablet as opposed to a productivity tablet, in my opinion. Will Samsung give up on Bixby? Not at least for another year. I think foldable phone would be a fail. I don't think so. I really think the foldable phone will be a proof of concept. It won't sell a lot. They don't plan on selling more than 1 million. But we'll have to wait and see. Did you just give us a leak about Samsung releasing a new phone, Galaxy R Rigsby? I've already said too much. Hey, what's that red dot? Explain to me how superb camera. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everyone drink. Let's see, where were we? Explain to me how superb camera software and hardware on the Note 10. Do you know any information about that? No, I do not know information specifically about a camera update to the Note 10 software. No. Vivo Apex is a phone that vibrating screen as a speaker. There you go. Thank you, Roland. I have a 4K TV. How to connect your PC monitor to the same screen or different screen to your PC screen. I have a 4K TV. How you connect to your PC monitor the same screen or different display to your PC screen? I'm not sure what you're trying to do. So if you have a computer, you can connect the computer through 2 cables if your graphics card supports it to a PC monitor and to a TV. But I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. I think you're asking how do you display your TV onto your computer monitor, if that's maybe what you're asking. You would have to use some kind of software that enables you to do that. You could use something like what I have, which is a would that work? Yeah. A Elgato HD60 that would take whatever's on another screen and put it into your computer, which would effectively you can show on your TV then. The only problem with that method is that I don't think there is a problem actually. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, that would bring your TV onto your computer, which would then show up on your PC screen. So I don't know which way you want to do it, but hopefully one of those would help. Tell us something to get excited about of the S10. I don't know what to get excited about. I mean, honestly, I just really hope Samsung, if they can make that a display without a notch that goes all the way around the screen, that's what I think would get people really excited. So that I think would be really great. LG always discounts their phones. I would have to say that's true. How do I fix my Google Music account? My playlist I started on my Note 8 have like 100 songs each, and my Note 9 has the same playlist, don't match. They have less songs on the same playlist. Where did you create the playlist? Did you create the playlist on Google Play Music, or did you create the playlist on Samsung's Music app? I would transfer it again. I mean, because that should be cloud-based, so there shouldn't be any transfer needed if it was Google Play Music. So I'm not sure how that happened. Wait, for a discount code, RICKY, use RICKY. Wait, for what discount code? I don't know what's happening there. It was, whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everyone drink. It was me for Twitter. I think the battery and stereo speakers and Bluetooth pen for $400 after $500 for the Note 8, it would be worth it. Yeah, I agree. Can you connect wireless keyboard to a 4K TV? Most TVs do have Bluetooth built into it, so as long as it has Bluetooth built into your TV, yes, you can connect a 4K TV to a Bluetooth keyboard. They actually make Logitech, namely, makes plenty of keyboards with a mouse trackpad built into it that works on TVs. So they have so many of them. Just type Logitech TV keyboard and you'll see a lot of them come up, including older ones, which you'll find a lot cheaper now. They have a new one that just came out called the K600. I think that's their newest one, and that works for TVs. And anything else, of course. You can use it for a computer as well. Scoosh, best case around 5-in-1 and solid. Cool. My Galaxy Note 9 Silver coming tomorrow. Trade in my iPhone 8 Plus, $600 off. Only paid $400 for the Note 9. Can't wait. That's awesome. UAG poly cases are the best when it comes to clear smoke case. A bit ice plasma grade 2. Yep, those are 2 great cases. Ricky, any good case for the Note 8 with a belt clip and wireless charging? The only one I know with a belt clip is the Defender case. That's the only one I know. I do not know any cases with belt clips nowadays, unfortunately. Thanks for bringing back Sunday. No problem, Bob. Sunday Live is so much better than Sunday Dead. Thank you, John. I hate the way Samsung Pay took away being able to redeem points for gift cards and Samsung Reward cards. I do agree with that. I think Samsung was doing that because they wanted to really basically... I think they did it because obviously they wanted to get people on board with Samsung Pay, but maybe they couldn't sustain it. Maybe it was costing them too much money. I don't know, but I really wish they would have kept it. It made people use the service. My provider is T-Mo, thinking about upgrading from my Note 8 to the 9 so I can take advantage of the $600 promo. My question is, should I go for a T-Mobile phone or unlocked version? In my experience is this. I think the unlocked version does a better job, specifically, now I can say after having it for a little while, with robocalling. It has a really great built-in system that flags more fraudulent calls. So I really do love about the unlocked version that the T-Mobile version does not do, and I had to get a third-party app to do it. However, I will say the T-Mobile, I feel like it has a better internet signal for the T-Mobile variant. So that's my 2 cents on the unlocked versus the T-Mobile variant, having a T-Mobile Note 9. My Note 9 camera vibrates and distorts image when zooming in. It should distort the image, but it should not vibrate at all. I would get it returned. I'm simply a person that I'm a big believer in. If your phone or product does not work the way it should, and you're within your 1-year manufacturer warranty or within your 2-week return period, I immediately take it back, take it right back, just take it right back. I'm a big believer in that. That's just the way I operate. Super chat. LOL. It seems like it's picking up. Yeah, I mean, people do the super chat. Like, I'm not expecting people to always use super chat, but does it help the channel? Absolutely, and I really appreciate every time you guys did it. Again, I don't know how it turned on my channel, but ever since it turned on, like, I have been like, wow, people are actually, you know, putting in money on a super chat, and I think that's really cool. Google Play services keep stopping message coming up. Didn't know how to fix it. Do I need to do a factory reset? I have this to say for you, Paul. I would say that maybe you should, but back up everything first of all with your. I don't know what phone you have, actually. I don't know if you have a Samsung. If you have a Samsung, you have things like Samsung Smart Switch on a computer. For LG, you have LG Bridge. There are certain backup softwares for a computer that would allow you to back up and do it that way. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Can you change the background why you text on the Note 9? Not, I think, with the built-in app. Or yes, you can with the built-in app. But I use Android Messages, which has a dark theme, so I like it a lot better for that reason, and among other things. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Do you think they will improve the cameras on the S10? Yes, I do believe cameras will be a bigger improvement on the S10. Galaxy Watch, LTE, Verizon, any idea when we can expect it? They might not pick it up. You have to understand that they might not pick it up. It is a possibility that they will, but last year Verizon picked it up late. But they might not pick it up. There's always a possibility that they just like, nope, we're not going to carry it. I am the only one with the shaky Note 9 camera. I have no issues with my Note 9 camera at all. It's still my preferred camera. Although, I'm having a Pixel Note 9 shootout tomorrow, so we'll see. What are your thoughts on the Mate 20 Pro? The thoughts on the Mate 20 Pro is it is the phone I am most interested in. And it's the phone you guys are most interested in. We did do a poll on the community part of our YouTube channel. If you always stop by there every time, every week or so. I'm trying to post more on the community side just to ask you guys questions and ask your feedback. So yeah, basically for there, we did have a poll of all the new flagships that are being announced and we know that are coming out this year. And which one do you want me to buy first? And the Mate 20 Pro won by a staggering like 46 or 43%, I think, over every other phone. The OnePlus 6T came in second, and then followed by, you know, I think the Razer phone came in third, then LG, then what was the other one? The Asus ROG phone. So my thoughts are, I'm very excited for the Mate 20 Pro. I really, really want to test that phone out. Especially that processor. It's the only 7nm processor you can find on Android right now. So I'm very curious to see how it performs. Will the S10 have better battery life than the Note 9, and how much? No, I do not believe that actually. I believe the Note 9 will have better battery life, or at least a bigger battery than the S10. Maybe the S10 Plus will match it in terms of the size of the battery, but I just do not see... I really think people are overestimating that the S10 and S10 Plus will, like, I don't think it's going to have 128 gigs of storage. I think it's going to be 64. I think people are kidding themselves that it's going to be that high of storage because it's going to be cheaper. And so that's my main thing. We need to put pressure on Samsung about the camera update. It's really annoying. iPhone, ChargeGate, put pressure on Apple, send an update. That would be great. Unfortunately, if I had the following like unbox therapy, I would totally do a video to Samsung and, you know, tell them all my issues with them. But I need to get more subscribers and views before I can do that. But yeah, I mean, I think that definitely it should be, but yeah, it's smaller landscape here. Someday. Is the S10 getting a 4K display or the Note 10? I would say the Note has a better chance of getting a 4K display. I don't think they're focused on that for the S10. How many phones is Samsung going to make in 2019? I think they're going to make a total of 4 flagships, 2 to 3 S10s, a Galaxy F, and the Note. I still believe they're going to make that many. I do believe obviously one could be cut. That's why I said 4 total probably, but we'll see. Those are the 5 possibilities, and I think we'll at least get 4 of them. Yeah, Google Play Music is cloud playlist. Don't match same account, same playlist. Don't know how that happened. Obviously that was some kind of error. I would reach out to Google and see if they can fix it on their side, to be honest. That's the first step I would take. But yeah, I don't... Like, I would try deleting one and doing another. I don't know. I don't know exactly how I would go about that. Where is Samsung Galaxy Watch review? I know, Scooter. I know. Trust me, I know. Yeah, still need to do it. Going to do it. Just haven't had the time. This weekend was the first weekend where I've actually had free time. So I did record some videos, so I'm going to be recording more on the weekends now, which will allow me to post more during the week, which will allow us to produce more videos. Not to mention that I have, my goal is to have a video every single day while I'm on vacation, and then do some vlogs while I'm on vacation as well. So that week while I'm gone in November, a week and a half I'm gone in November, will be packed with stuff. Hopefully I'll get those reviews out before then though. Will I be able to use the Asus ROG phone on Verizon? No, I don't believe so. I don't think so, no. It's probably GSM only. Check your Twitter when you get a chance. Let me see if I can check it right now. Okay, do a collab with Easy Computer Solutions. I'm game. Yeah, I'm game. Let's see. Samsung X won't need a case? No, I don't think Samsung X will be able to have a case. Or Samsung Galaxy F now that it's changed the name. What do you think of Apple Watch Series 4 versus Series 1? It's a huge upgrade from the Series 1. Overall, I think the design is what people love the most about it, and it's much more accurate on a lot of things compared to the Series 1. But yeah, those would be the two things that stand out to me. The Zizo case wireless belt case works great with the Note 8. There you go. So the Zizo, spelled Z-I-Z-O case, will have a belt clip and it does wireless charging. Samsung versus Apple, who wins? Depends. I will say that Samsung makes money every time either phone is sold, so I would call that a win. Hey, Warren, thank you for the $2 donation on the Super Chat. I really do appreciate it. My friend's S9 exploded last week while it was powered off. Really? I'm very curious about that, Tyler. What happened? I mean, what was going on? Let me know. I'm curious, because obviously that hasn't really happened often. Did that make the news by you? I'm very curious. Question: if the Pixel 3 XL, you're keeping it or returning it? You didn't seem to like it in your first impressions video. I'm thinking about trying out the Pixel 3 XL. There's a video tomorrow night you're gonna want to look at. I'm gonna give my thoughts in depth. You can't really see it in that picture, and I did that on purpose. But yeah, I will say you can hide the notch. But then again, if I hide the notch, this is the same size as the Pixel 3. And it's a big phone, bigger phone. Can Android messages work on the Gear S3 Frontier and the Galaxy Watch? Have not worked on mine. It does work as a notification. You cannot text message through there though. So you get the notification, but you cannot text message through there. What is better about Android messages? Android messages allows me to text message on my computer, on my phone. So that's a really big advantage, obviously, that I have that wasn't available to me. Now, Microsoft has their own solution built into the computer itself, but before that, that's what allowed me to do it. I did on my Chrome browser. I'm able to basically go and type up all my text messages or copy and paste them or anything like that. Really like that feature. Now, what else is better? Overall, I like the customization that you can do. I like the ability. It's a better looking app and a better designed app, in my opinion, for what I want. Not as good as Hangouts. Hangouts are still better. Is the Mate 20 Pro able to work with AT&T? Yes, the Mate 20 Pro will be able to work with AT&T and T-Mobile. Will you ever do a video on your current setup of apps on the Note 9? Yes, that's due. I think that's going to be done either Tuesday or Thursday at this point. Are you going to watch the Evolution pay-per-view next week? Yes, I will. So we might push weekly back to 8:30 next week p.m. just so you know. We'll post it an hour beforehand what time it will start. Brittany, how is the S10 6.4 inch screen display? Do you happen to know about the memory and size will be? The S10 is rumored to be 6.5 or 6.6 actually for the bigger display, simply for the fact that they want to have a bigger display or as big as the Pixel and iPhone, which are kind of 6.5 inch display. So the rumor right now is the S10 will be bigger actually. The rumor on the memory, I think again the S10 is going to have, I truly believe, 64 gigs of storage starting, and then they will have maybe one bigger variant as well. His phone got exploded. Whoa, Joel, thank you for the $5 for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Sorry, where was I? His video got hot and exploded in the other room. They are currently in touch with Samsung, but they haven't went fully out there. Got it. Interesting. Tyler, if you come back, man, keep me updated. I'm very curious when all these things kind of happen. Tech rant on the Pixel 3 XL. I've already done 2 tech rants on the Pixel 3 XL. Do I really need to do another rant? Maybe. Do some YouTubers have the new iPads now and can't talk about it till the announcement? I don't think any of them have it. I think they have seen it already and have done videos with it already, but they didn't probably get to keep it. They probably got to go to a place and test them out and use them. That's how I would assume that Apple operates, although I've never been invited by Apple to any press thing, so I do not know how they would exactly do it. Are you going to buy the Huawei Mate 20 Pro? I will if I have to. I'm currently trying to get a hold of Huawei to send us a product. Currently, they want to do a sponsored video with us, but obviously the big thing is like I really want to do the Mate 20 Pro. I don't know what kind of thing they have in mind. We will be discussing that tomorrow, actually, so I'll have to see. Why, oh why, I can't type tonight. I don't know, JR. But yeah. Any word on the new Icon X? No word on it. Again, we probably wouldn't hear about it till CES or till MWC. Hey, Jim, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And again, guys, I don't expect super chat, so I really, like, as a person that was surprised when it came out on my channel, I really thank you guys so much for it. I really do. Question, 3XL, do you get Google Prefer Care for your purchase for $129? Thinking about it, should I add it in order? What's your opinion? I would recommend, if anyone is worried about breaking their phone, they get any extra protection like Samsung Care, like Pixel Care, whatever they call it. I recommend getting those, but I will say this, that I do not get it. The reason, of course, is why would I not get it? Well, because I would probably repair the phone, and yes, that might cost me $200, something like that. I don't lose phones, you know, hopefully won't do it. But also, most notably, because I am a YouTuber, I have a drawer of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases as a backup. So, if I need a phone, I got a phone. So yeah, that's why I don't personally do it. I'll keep in touch if they do anything. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. Damn, Samsung and AT&T. I want that LTE Galaxy Watch now. Yeah, they probably will make an international version of the Galaxy Watch, so stay tuned for that. Check Amazon. They usually have the international or unlocked variants of smartwatches. So if they do have an international version, that will work on AT&T and T-Mobile, although of course T-Mobile already has it. Alright guys, we are coming to our hour, so we are going to begin wrapping up. Overall, thank you guys always for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. We are going to see some videos come out this week. Again, tomorrow we're going to have a Pixel update and my status on this phone. So you'll check out that, and you're going to see video comparisons, camera comparisons come out later this, probably next weekend, I would say, is when those will come out. So lots of stuff coming out this upcoming week or so. So yeah, let me answer just 2 more questions, then I will call it a show. Why T-Mobile don't get all phones come out, some of them. Different carriers pick up different ones. Some carriers get exclusivities. If I locked a phone to T-Mobile, if I have a locked phone to T-Mobile, will I have better service from an unlocked phone? Again, in my experience, a T-Mobile version is better on T-Mobile, and an unlocked variant is, you know, useful on all devices. But you don't have text message issues, multimedia text message specifically, if you have an unlocked variant compared to getting a T-Mobile variant. Gear Icon X needs to come down in price. It's too damn high for the battery life they offer. Yeah, I don't. Gear. My top one is still the Jabra headphones. We're doing a whole video on Jabra headphones because we got 3 of them. Top quality. Does noise canceling cause you to go deaf? No. From current studies, no. I haven't seen a study that shows that. Ricky, your thoughts on bone conducting speaker screen? I've heard good things about it. I've heard bad things about it, so I do not know myself. Question, 64 gig or 128 gig undecided. It's damn expensive getting. Yeah, I got the 64 gig. I probably will keep a 64 gig for me personally. just because it's my secondary phone. So my primary phone, if it's your primary phone, get the 128. Alright guys, thank you again as always so much for watching. We will call that a show. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.